We're talking about something that happened between 12,800 and 11,600 years ago. There's no doubt, I don't think anybody could seriously dispute that the episode called the Younger Dryas was a global cataclysm on an enormous scale, and that it led to the extinction of the megafauna, all the megafauna of the Ice Age, all those iconic animals, the mammoths, the mastodons, the giant sloths, the woolly rhinos.
Imagine a world before our own, inhabited by advanced antediluvian civilizations that vanished beneath the waves of a cataclysmic flood. Did these pre-flood societies possess knowledge far beyond our current understanding? Were they perhaps genetically distinct beings, giants who walked the earth as ancient texts suggest? Today, as we stand before colossal megalithic structures, inexplicable with modern engineering knowledge, we must ask ourselves, what secrets did these early civilizations hold? Join us as we delve into the mysteries of these lost worlds, exploring the possibility that our ancestors were not just like us, but were part of a much grander and more mystifying past. When we hear antediluvian, we often think of a period steeped in myth and legend, predating the biblical flood described in Genesis. This term not only captures the essence of ancient pre-flood times, but also conjures images of lost civilizations shrouded in mystery and advanced beyond our comprehension. Among these, the story of Atlantis stands out as a captivating example, often linked with technological marvels that seem almost otherworldly today. The Atlantis connection is particularly intriguing. This fabled city, first described by Plato in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias, is said to have been a powerhouse of technological sophistication with capabilities like flying machines and energy crystals. These Vimanas, as referred to in ancient Indian texts, hint at a technological kinship with Atlantis, whose advanced technology purportedly sank with the city into the ocean depths, leaving behind only the echoes of its existence in various global myths. Plato's Atlantis, a narrative crafted around 360 BC to discuss his ideals on statecraft and morality, was portrayed as an island nation beyond the Pillars of Hercules that met its doom overnight following a catastrophic disaster. Plato's account suggests that Atlantis was not just any civilization, but a dominant naval power that had conquered parts of Western Europe and Africa nearly 9,000 years before his own time, which places Atlantis firmly in the realm of the Antediluvian. The city's opulence and technological advancements were extraordinary. Atlantis boasted grand palaces and temples constructed from a unique blend of red, white, and black stone, and featured sophisticated water management systems that would have been revolutionary at the time. This blend of wealth, resource management, and architectural ingenuity indicates a society that was far ahead of its contemporaries. Moreover, Atlantis's influence was not confined to its immediate geography. It established colonies and exerted cultural and political influence over distant regions, including Egypt and potentially even the Americas. This suggests a widespread dissemination of Atlantean knowledge in astronomy, mathematics, and engineering, evidenced by the architectural and technological similarities observed across these regions. This notion of a shared source of ancient knowledge is supported by similar flood stories and legends of advanced civilizations in cultures worldwide, from the Sumerian tales of Dilmun to the Hindu legends of Dvaraka. These stories, echoing the catastrophic end of mighty civilizations, could very well be distant memories of real events linked to a common advanced progenitor civilization like Atlantis. Archaeological theories and speculations continue to abound, with some pointing to the Rishat structure in Mauritania, also known as the Eye of the Sahara, as a possible location for Atlantis, given its distinct concentric rings and proximity to the Atlantic. Others believe the sudden demise of the advanced Minoan civilization due to volcanic activity might have inspired the Atlantis story, creating a bridge between legend and historical facts. The leap from discussing Atlantis's potential real-world connections brings us to some fascinating comparisons with known ancient civilizations, particularly ancient Egypt and the Minoan civilization of Crete. When we examine the purported technological capabilities of antediluvian civilizations and compare them with those of ancient Egypt, the contrast is quite revealing. Ancient Egypt, with its iconic pyramids, sophisticated irrigation systems, and complex hieroglyphics, indeed showcases a high level of technological achievement. Yet if we consider the lore surrounding antediluvian societies, these were groups said to have constructed even larger and more precise pyramids and structures. The precision with which the Egyptian pyramids were built, aligning perfectly with specific celestial bodies, could suggest that their knowledge might have been influenced or even inherited from these earlier, more advanced civilizations. Another intriguing comparison can be made between the story of Atlantis and the actual history of the Minoan civilization on Crete. Both civilizations are noted for their architectural and technological sophistication. The Minoans, for instance, constructed multi-story palaces at Knossos, complete with advanced plumbing systems and vibrant frescoes that speak to a highly sophisticated society for their time. In terms of catastrophic endings, both Atlantis and the Minoan civilization share tales of sudden destruction. Atlantis is said to have disappeared beneath the waves overnight, while the Minoans faced a rapid decline following the massive volcanic eruption on the nearby island of Thera, now known as Santorini. Additionally, the maritime capabilities of both civilizations are noteworthy. The Minoans were a dominant sea power in the Mediterranean, paralleling descriptions of Atlantis's control over the Atlantic with its formidable navy. These comparisons do more than highlight historical and archaeological parallels. They also suggest that the stories of Atlantis might have been influenced by real events that were then mythologized over the ages. The narrative of Atlantis, as crafted by Plato, may well have drawn from actual societal collapses like that of the Minoans, blending history with philosophical allegory to discuss broader human themes. Such cross-analysis not only enriches our understanding of these ancient civilizations, but also keeps alive the intrigue and speculation about how much truth might lie in the legends of lost worlds and sunken cities. The claim that these civilizations possessed technology and knowledge far beyond their time is not just a staple of ancient mythology, but a topic that continues to fascinate modern researchers. These prehistoric cultures are credited with technological feats that seem almost impossible by today's standards, particularly in areas like engineering, astronomy, and medicine. Take, for example, the engineering marvels attributed to these civilizations. They reportedly had the capability to lift and transport massive stones and align them with astronomical precision. Consider the Great Pyramid of Giza, whose perfect geometric alignments and precision in construction have led some to speculate that the knowledge to build such a structure might have been passed down from an antediluvian civilization. The ability to create such monumental structures, which have stood the test of time, speaks volumes about their engineering prowess. When it comes to astronomical knowledge, these civilizations are said to have been able to predict celestial events with remarkable accuracy. Structures like Stonehenge, with their sophisticated understanding of celestial patterns, serve as evidence of this advanced astronomical knowledge. It's theorized that many such megalithic structures were not just ceremonial spaces, but also served as astronomical observatories, providing these ancient people with insights into the cosmos that rival modern astronomical tools. The medical advancements of antediluvian civilizations are equally fascinating. There are tales of healers who could perform complex surgical procedures, effectively use medicinal plants, and perhaps even manipulate bioenergy. Such capabilities suggest a deep understanding of health and medicine that eluded later civilizations for centuries. The idea that these ancient healers had knowledge of practices and treatments that are only now being understood or rediscovered in modern medicine adds a layer of mystery and sophistication to their capabilities. Lastly, there's the intriguing concept of energy manipulation, where some theories suggest these ancient cultures had mastered forms of energy unknown to us today. This includes using sound waves to move heavy objects, a popular theory that attempts to explain how massive stone structures were constructed, or the harnessing of natural electromagnetic fields for various purposes. The potential that these civilizations had harnessed and used energy in ways that we can barely comprehend today not only adds to their mystique, but also poses questions about what other knowledge was lost in the sands of time. Delving into the myths and scriptures that discuss civilizations before a world-altering catastrophe, particularly the Great Flood, unveils a narrative filled with hints of advanced societies that existed before recorded history. Take, for instance, the Sumerian King List, an ancient manuscript that records the reigns of several kings spanning tens of thousands of years, culminating in the Flood, a pivotal event that reshaped their world. This document hints that these were no ordinary monarchs but beings with extraordinarily long lifespans and capabilities, suggesting that they hailed from civilizations with advanced knowledge and skills. Similarly, ancient Indian scriptures like the Vedas and the Puranas recount tales of prehistoric kingdoms where rulers commanded not just the loyalty of their subjects, but also wielded technologies that seem futuristic even today. They describe vimanas, or flying machines, and advanced weaponry that imply a high level of technological advancement. The Mahabharata tells the story of Manu, who survives a catastrophic flood, paralleling the biblical Noah and his ark, which further underscores the universal theme of cataclysmic floods across various cultures. These flood myths are pervasive, featuring prominently in cultures worldwide. From Utnapishtim in the Epic of Gilgamesh to Nuu in Hawaiian mythology and Deucalion in Greek mythology, these tales often center on a few survivors, forewarned and spared from the disaster that obliterates almost all life. This narrative of destruction and rebirth is a common thread linking diverse cultures and geographies, suggesting a shared human memory of a distant past where civilizations fell to great calamities. Moreover, many of these ancient narratives also talk about giants or beings with lifespans much longer than typical humans, possessing incredible strength and wisdom. These descriptions can be found from the biblical Nephilim to the Norse Jotun and the Greek Titans, often depicted as rulers or warriors with godlike attributes. This has led to fascinating theories, including the possibility that antediluvian civilizations might have had knowledge of genetic manipulation, enhancing their physical and intellectual capacities to levels far beyond what we can imagine. As we thread together these narratives and archaeological evidence, the stories of these ancient, advanced societies not only enrich our understanding of human history, but also continue to captivate our imagination with their mystery and the possibility of lost knowledge waiting to be rediscovered.